guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay Nicole and I am a newly full-time fashion reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. I say newly full-time because the last video that you should have seen was me mentioning that I decided to resign from my full-time job as being a special education teacher, and I'm filming this current video before that one actually goes out, so I'm not really sure how you guys reacted, but I'm hoping it's really good. I'm sure it is. And also, side note, if you're like, is she filming this like in the winter time? What's really going on? Why is she wearing a sweater? Let me just tell you, it has been 116 degrees here in Las Vegas, and it is actually cloudy, and it looks like it's gonna rain today, so I'm going all fall today. That is the theme. I got my candle going, I got my comfy sweater on, so I'm pretending like it is pumpkin spice weather right now in my household. I cranked up the air a little bit more than I probably should, but you know what? Sometimes the smaller things in life make you happy. But anyway, so I just wanted to mention that to you. What we are going to be talking about today is one of my favorite topics, and that is liquidation, and more specifically, Fox liquidation. I know a lot of you have already heard my spiel. However, this one is a little bit different and was actually inspired by you guys. So many of you have reached out to me, which I love. So many of you have reached out to me like, oh my gosh, I'm just so nervous about buying these bigger palettes, or I don't have the funds to do so, or I don't have the space to be able to hold all of these bigger palettes within my household, which I totally understand. Most people have cats, they have dogs, they have children, they live in apartments, or they live in townhomes. I just don't have kids or pets, so I feel like I'm able to, I guess, take up more of my house currently. When I do start to have kids, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, I personally am not worried about those things. However, I thought that this video would be helpful for those of you that want to almost ease into liquidation in some sort of way, and just some tips on how to get started without really breaking the bank completely and overloading your house. Now, if you just happen to be brand new, I'll do a super quick rundown of my experience with Fox liquidation. I have probably purchased from them now about 6 times. I'm trying to think, there have been so many palettes. About 6 times, and I have always had a great experience with them. I have done 15, I think, videos on them, and I have a whole entire playlist as far as bigger palettes go to smaller lots. So if you are interested in looking up a different segment of Fox liquidation, because like I said, I have videos on bigger palettes that are worth $5,000. I have smaller lot videos. I have how to project your profit. I have how to find your perfect palette. So we got a lot of Fox liquidation content on this channel. And of course, if you happen to be interested in anything on the Fox liquidation website, I do have an affiliate link, and that is Lindsay5, and you will put that discount code when you're checking out, and you will get 5% off anything on their website. And if you do use that code, thank you so much. It means so much to me that you decided to support my small business. Okay, so I know I mentioned to you in December that I bought an Intimately Free People small lot off of Fox liquidation, and I know I've showed you my storage for that as well. So in case you didn't know, Fox liquidation not only has $10,000 palettes, but they also have small lots, and that could be filled with clothing, or they also have small lots dedicated to free people, and more specifically, intimately free people. If you're not familiar with what intimately free people means, it's basically just like a subcategory of the Free People brand, where they have more cheaper items like bralettes or swimwear or slip dresses and things of that nature. So Fox Liquidation actually sells lots that are brand new with tag that is all completely intimately free, people, and it is packaged within their wholesale packaging. And I know, like I said, I've showed you my storage for that, but I'll show you again in the clip. Basically, what I do is I store all of my intimately free people within these big, large bins that fit underneath my bed. So I honestly just have to store it and forget about it, and it's not taking up my whole entire house. So that is definitely one huge perk to buying an intimately free people lot. Now, not only that, I then color coordinate all of my pieces. You could also coordinate it by, let's say, category. If you decide to buy a box that is, I guess, filled with slips and then some are filled with bralettes, and then you can separate it out like that. But for me, color coordinating definitely helps me visually, so that's what I end up doing. And it fits in 3 large bins for me, but of course you could have as many bins as you want. I probably could fit 6 underneath my bed if I wanted to, but I just haven't got that far yet. So that is definitely the first perk to buying an intimately free people lot, or just a smaller lot on the website in general. Now, a lot of you have reached out to me saying that you have bought the free people lots before. So I figured, since I've now had my lot for, I want to say 3-4 months now, I have a little bit more expertise on what types of items sell from that lot, and also what prices I've been getting for each item. Now, within these intimately free people lots, you're gonna see a lot of duplicates, which is the beauty of having this particular lot as well, because you only have to list it once, and then you can put a multi-quantity within that listing, and bam, you're done. Now, you could do it separately as well, or you can lot up some of your bralettes together, which is actually something that I have done with some of my bralettes, which I will show you an example of how I ended up lotting 2 of my types of bralettes. I believe one had like oranges on it and the other one had like peaches on it. I don't remember. I would show you in person, but I actually sold out of all of these. And honestly, I think these ended up selling out first because I ended up lotting them together. So I feel like it was more worth it to the buyer to purchase and spend money on shipping. So my recommendation, if you do decide to buy one of these lots from Fox Liquidation, to lot up some similar items together. Now, of course, they have to be the same size. Otherwise, it would be really hard to like sell a lot that has a small and then medium. So the example that I just showed you on the screen, both of those I believe were like extra smalls or smalls. And this is what one of the bins looks like. And I'm holding it kind of strangely, so things are probably going to slide. But like I said, I color coordinate everything, and it just works out really nice because I just have to pull it and it's already in its packaging. I literally slap on a thank you sticker on it, and then I throw it in the bag and I am done. I don't have to worry about hangers. I don't have to worry about like SKU numbers necessarily, because I just count up how many of each item I have and then put it into my spreadsheet that way. Now, I did pull a few items for you guys, so you're able to see, one, what kind of items come in these types of packages, and also how they perform on Poshmark and how much to expect as far as profit goes. So what I've noticed from having my box is the slips and the bodysuits definitely perform the best. You will definitely make more money as far as your original investment goes. Now, to give you a prime example, my cost of goods for each of these items was $5.35. So for example, this is a sequin slip dress, and I'm not going to take it out of its package because It's already wrapped up super pretty, but I will show you some listings on the screen of how this item ended up selling. And as you're looking at the screen, I'm sure the number is around $20 and $30 mark, which means that I'm making about $10 to $15 on each of these slips. So I don't want you to necessarily think that you're going to make $50 on each item, because obviously intimately free people items are a little bit less expensive. So for example, this one is originally $88. However, I've been selling these as far as $20 to $30. So I am more than doubling my money. So if that is something that you're into without breaking the bank, then this could possibly be a good option for you. Now, another category that sold for me really well is Free People tunics. So again, I will pop this on the screen, and this item in particular sells around that $20 to $30 mark as well. So again, I'm making a $10 to $15, sometimes even $20 profit on just an item that I had to find stock photos for. I didn't even have to take out of the bag, and I just slap a sticker and it's super easy to ship off. Now, a con to having these lots are obviously, as far as liquidation goes, you're always going to get those items that are not going to sell for as much. So I'm going to show you 2 examples. And these are, I believe they're called like the gallon bralettes by Free People. These relatively sell for me around the $11 to $15 mark, which means I am at most doubling my money of that $5.35. What I have done with these is I have lotted them up together, so I'm able to make at least an $8 profit. However, I am at least shipping them off together and I'm moving on. But I do want you to keep in mind that you'll have those items within these boxes that you'll just have to take a smaller profit on. And honestly, I think the reason why these don't sell as good as I would say the other types of bralettes that I have that I will show you is because they're a little bit more plain. The stock photo is definitely more outdated, and I'm obviously not going to take a modeled shot because I don't think anyone wants to see that, but I honestly think that's the reason, is because it's not as intricate as other bralettes that I have, which I'll show you next. Okay, so this is an example of a bralette that has a little bit more oomph. So I'll show you the stock photo on the screen. It's a little bit cuter, it's more styled, it's a long line bralette, so it definitely I feel like attracts more people. You could wear it as a crop top to a festival, if those things are happening yet, or you can just wear it lounging around the house. So this one in particular is originally $48, and I relatively sell these around the $15 to $20 mark, but more on the upper range of the $20 mark. So these definitely get a higher profit margin than the other ones that I ended up showing you. Here is another example of a more intricate bralette that definitely sells for more money. This one in particular sells super quickly for me. I could totally see why. It has such a pretty pattern on it, and I absolutely love the just color combination. And for this one, it is perfect because it's perfect for spring and summer, but it also has those fall tones to it as well, so it could be used year-round. Now, I want to show you an up close of what one of the packages look like. So it even says the Free People Wholesale. It is completely packaged up. Some of them even have like that, oh, what is it called? It's like the tissue between the bralette just to keep it all nice and pretty. Not every single piece has that, but some of the pieces I noticed has that like extra touch of tissue to them. So I have really loved doing this. I have more than made my money back on this particular lot. And the only reason why I didn't initially show you guys this lot when I purchased it is because I purchased it right after after that first Free People liquidation palette that I showed you guys. So it was just like way too much liquidation at the same time. But I'm really happy I didn't end up making this video until now because I feel like I have more experience as far as how to list these certain items. Now the beauty is, if I want to buy another one of these lots, they're relatively all the same types of items. They're all going to be bralettes and slips. Now, of course, there's going to be some outliers, but I definitely feel as though once you have your first lot, you'll definitely gain a lot of knowledge quickly as far as Free People, intimately Free People go. Now, before I show you some examples on the website, I want to show you an example of a bodysuit. So this is a pink bodysuit. Again, I relatively get around that $20 mark for this. So again, a $10 profit. Now, like I said, if you want the convenience of not having to list item after item after item like I do with my bigger palettes, or you don't want to steam or any of the measurements, then this definitely cuts out a ton of time. So hopefully going over each of these pieces gives you an idea as you guys are looking and browsing through the Free People lots. Now on the screen, I am going to show you some examples of the Free People lots. Like I said, there are a ton of them ranging from $1,500 to $300, which is definitely the beauty of deciding which lot is right for you. Now, a couple of tips if you want them as far as looking for the best lot to give you the most profit. I would definitely look for lots that have more slip dresses and that have more bodysuits because like I said, I've noticed I've been getting a higher profit margin as far as my original investment goes. So those are the things that I look for when I browse through the Free People lots. Now, I haven't bought one since this one, and that's just because I have been really loving my bigger palettes, but I am definitely going to go back to this once I have only one bin left within my 3 bins of storage that I can fill up more for. Now, I do want to go over a con, and I know I mentioned one previously, but obviously, because there are so many of these, it is going to be oversaturated on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. Because obviously, if I have this idea of it being a super convenient way to sell, then I'm pretty sure there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people doing the same exact thing as me. Now, obviously, do what's right for your business, but because these are oversaturated, this does involve me to relist items non-stop. So even though this intimately Free People lot doesn't necessarily take time as far as processing goes, it does take a lot of attention as far as keeping up with listings go. Because so many people are putting out these listings, you want to make sure that your listing is brand new at all times. Therefore, you will be having to do a lot of relisting if you decide to pick up something like this lot. Well guys, I know that was a short and sweet video, but I did hit you with a really long video previously, my last video, so I figured I'd make this one a little bit more light and fluffy. I hope you guys enjoyed and it was helpful to you, and my next video is actually going to be a vlog, so get ready for that. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!